Hello everyone, my name is Yakir and welcome to my Java tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to continue working on our reverse method from the previous tutorial and enhance it a little bit. Our reverse method still needs base cases, like for example if a user enters a number which has more than 3 digits or less than 3 digits, or if a user enters a number which is negative. In order to write our base cases, we are going to use something called an if statement and check whether a user entered the correct numbers that we asked for. So let's go and do that. But let's pause here for a moment and talk about if statements, as they are one of the main principles in Java and are pretty much needed for everything you want to build, which is more than a hello world. With the help of the if statement, we could check if a certain condition is true or false, or if a value is larger, smaller, larger and equal, smaller and equal, equals and not equal to another value. And if the condition is met, we can then perform the actions that are written below the if statement. We also have double ampersand operator, which with the help of it we can check if few conditions are happening together, which we'll get to see more in the next tutorials. We also have the OR operator. With that we can check if either one of the conditions specified are happening, and then perform our actions. Many times we use an if statement for our base cases in Java to check if a user entered a valid number, for example, or a specific one, and so on. This is the structure of an if statement. For example, we want an if statement to check if 3 items were purchased. And if it's true, then $2 will be deducted from the total cost, if we had a store, for example. Notice that we have double equal signs and not one whenever we write an if statement. This is a Boolean operator that checks if one value is equal to another. We can also check if one value is bigger than the other, or bigger and equal to the other value. In the example of our store, we could say that everyone who buys 3 or more products will get the following discount. Also, when declaring an if statement, you don't need a semicolon. You will just need to open curly braces that will include the actions that will follow if the if statement is valid. In this case, you don't have to have a curly braces, since there's only one action written below the if statement. You could write 3 rows and have the curly braces included, but in case you write only one action, like here in this example, you don't have to have the curly braces, but sometimes it just looks more organized and might prevent confusions. Another thing I would like to show here is this sign, which means not equal. So if the value is not equal to 3, then the following condition will happen. Now let's resume to where we stopped. What is a 3 digits number actually? A 3 digits number is any number larger than 99 and smaller than 1000. So our scope of numbers will be from 100 to 999. And let's write it. We will check if our number that we got as an input is bigger than 99 and smaller than 1000. And we can put everything that the method does inside the parentheses, the curly brackets, of our if statement. So as long as it's a 3 digits number, it's going to do what it's been doing so far. But if it's not a 3 digits number, it will reach to this section after the curly braces, and we need to say that if that if statement was not successful, if it was false, we should return the user an error message, and perhaps also return the number 0 as the result. Okay, so right now we saw a use of an if statement and else. What the else statement does is, if the if statement before it is not true, or if you wrote a few different if statements and none of them are true, the else will come into action here. But in this case, we don't have to use an else because we have the word return in our method. So if you think about it, it will do its thing and reach the return keyword. When it reaches to the return keyword, it will just exit the method. So it won't reach any further anyway. In that case, we don't have to use an else statement, but it's good that we talked about it and learned about it a little. Now let's make things a little bit more interesting by making our reverse method interactive. So instead of receiving numbers from our main method, we will ask the user to provide us numbers, and we will return him an answer with the reversed number. So let's do that. Now, in order to do such a thing, we need to import a feature called scanner. What a scanner does is it's a feature that allows you to get an input from a user or from a file. In our case, getting an input from a keyboard. So in Java is a very minimalistic language, and everything that you don't need is not there. So therefore, there are some features that you would need to import in order to use them. Let's import our scanner, which is in the java.util.scanner. This is how we set it up. Scanner, let's call it scan equals new scanner, and in the parentheses we will mention the input type. In that case, our keyboard. System.in. Now what we want to do is print on the screen a message for the user, like please enter a 3-digit number. When he enters that, the number will get into our scanner that we created, and let's create a variable named y, for example. So the input from the user will get into our y variable. Now we'll take this y and transfer that to our method. Just as we did manually, this time it will come from a user. Okay, very well. So let's check if it's working. Let's give a number, for example, 527, and see if it's working. Now let's try it out with a number that it's more than is bigger than 3 digits. Cool, so we see that we got a 0, and we have a message on the screen telling us that we should enter a number which is a 3-digit number. Excellent. Now our method can accept a number from a user and bring it back to him. In the next tutorial, we are going to work on if statements and see more uses of them, and also loops. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.